Es war in Weimerwald, wo mein ewiger stand, im schönen grünen Weimerwald. Es war in Weimerwald, wo mein ewiger stand, im schönen grünen Wald.
Dear Lord, thank you for getting us through another day in the fields. Hope tomorrow goes as smoothly so we can get this year's baling behind us. Thank you for letting it be a bright spot to this drought, for the chance to bale the East Lowland for the first time since Grandpa cut it in '33. Thank you for this meal. We thank you for this opportunity today to work up our appetites together.
Amen.
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 I turned the windrows today so they'll be ready to bale tomorrow. Do you think we'll be able to finish both fields?
Don't worry. Finished or not, you're free.
No.
Honey, you're going to eat this. Besides, between like Dad and I, we'll get it baled.
Is that okay with you, Dad?
Wait a second, what about me? I'm supposed to jam with the guys on Saturday? I mean, no, why shouldn't she have to... Well, of course, Grunt is coming.
Grant. Grant should be home by now. His plane was supposed to have landed about a half an hour ago.
He was flying in from Chicago, wasn't he?
I can't wait to see his pictures. Last time he wrote, he had already taken over 100. That was before his week in Italy.
Well, I can't claim to be any expert on photography or anything. But I will say, I was really impressed with Grant's portfolio of Detroit. It's really good for his first quarter in school.
I'm always missing rehearsal because there's something around here. Or just because Casey invites Grant, the master cameraman, over, she's guaranteed the whole weekend off.
He's been in Europe for 2 months.
I haven't even seen him for over 3 months.
Mom, if I miss on Saturday, they'll probably stick me back on rhythm and put Kevin on lead. Kevin plays like he is heavily medicated.
Don't worry, I doubt there's more than 2 full loads in that south section anyway.
What do you think, Dad, if our baler misses less than, say, 700 knots tomorrow, we'll finish before, I don't know, the first frost?
It shouldn't be so difficult to get it all baled tomorrow, should it?
You'll be finished.
You know, Dad, I've been thinking, I wouldn't have to worry so much about how we're gonna get our baling done and who's gonna be around to do it if we did one thing.
Set fire to our fields.
Shut up, Geek. Shut up, Mike.
Shut up.
You know what I'm gonna suggest? We've talked about it before. We need a new baler, one with a bale thrower.
I don't think so.
I know it's a big investment. We probably have to get 3 throw racks at the same time, but then we'd be set the way we should be. There's no point in continuing to farm like such cavemen. What?
Your mother and I have been talking a few things over, and we've come to some decisions. We're all in for a bit of change because I've decided to retire.
You're what?
What do you mean, retire?
Kids, what we're trying to say is, well, we're still on the farm.
What?
You're selling the farm.
What are you trying to say? You can't just sell the farm.
Casey, I'm sorry, but we can. And we are.
You mean the tractors and buildings and stuff?
I've been offered a job at Eddie's Farm Implement as a mechanic.
There's gotta be a little compromise. We never had to sell out in the past. What's different now?
It's not that we have to.
Dad, you've gotta talk to me. This could have been worked out before it ever started. I'm not as bent on going to school as you guys
This
think.
is not about your education.
I won't go back next fall. It's no big
You
deal.
go to school. This has nothing to do with you.
We'll let ourselves get lazy around here. Starting tomorrow, we'll rip through those fields and get them baled so fast we'll still have time to get the picker grease ready for the fall. We could even start painting the south corn crib. Grant's coming, he can help. Mom, it's no problem, we can handle it. Dad, we can handle it. What's your problem? Chill out. Hey.
Hey, handsome. Busy, are we? Well, got an industrial-sized meatloaf in the oven. You're no fun.
Long day.
How are the kids?
Mike will make it.
Case?
I don't know.
Grant called. Yes, guess he managed some way to get home from Europe a day early. He's a non-stop kid. Casey gets a letter from the mail this morning from overseas. And then before the day is out, he calls wondering if he could drive up from Chicago. A little ahead of schedule, Mrs. Feeman. Romeo was calling from the truck stop an hour down the road.
You know, I don't like the way Casey's taking this. It just doesn't seem healthy.
Well, maybe it'll help to have Grant around. Might take her mind off things.
Who?
Grant. Grant Endrich?
The boy from Chicago. I forgot all about him. He'll be here tomorrow, won't he?
Darren, listen to me. He drove up early. He'll be here for supper tonight.
I don't know. I don't think he should be here.
I don't know. I think it might do some good. Remember our Detroit trip? Wish you could have been with. Should have seen them. Look so good together. Pete's still coming tonight?
Should be here any time now.
Do me a favor, hon?
Huh?
Please. Don't let him stay for supper.
Okay.
Promise?
Promise.
All right. I'm gonna hold you to that.
This is the 700th bail I've handled today. My limit is $6.99.
Come on, Mike, quit dinking around. If we keep at it hard, we can still get the picker greaser ready before tonight.
Shit. Casey, what is wrong with you? We're not greasing the picker tonight. And I'll tell you the truth, I don't see much point in us busting our asses to get all this hay stacked before tomorrow. Oh, yeah, Grunt is coming.
Grant has nothing to do with it. We don't have time to be screwing around with hay tomorrow. We got buildings to paint, remember?
Speak for yourself. I won't be wasting 1 second of my time painting buildings that are gonna belong to someone else in 3 months.
Don't you dare throw the towel in on our farm! We're not moving.
Casey, will you listen to yourself? I mean, who do you think you're kidding? You can't just pretend that this isn't real.
Michael, you just don't realize we can change this. There's nothing wrong around here we can't fix with a little sweat.
I know how you're feeling, but God, it's bullshit.
No! No, it's not!
I did a lot of thinking out there today, and I don't know. Maybe this isn't the end of the world. I mean, sure, it's nice out here in the country. You've got your space. You can shoot pheasants in the backyard, the tractors and stuff. It's all cool, but maybe living in town could be cool, too.
Let's unload this.
I could deal with a swimming pool. And get this, we're only gonna be about 8 blocks from Kevin's place. You won't have to drive me after rehearsal anymore. A star could be born out of this deal.
Keep them coming, huh?
It's high time I stop working these golden digits raw on these damn things.
Someday, Michael, you're gonna look back and laugh at yourself.
Yeah, I bet they used to say the same thing to Eddie Van Halen.
Unload!
Listen, Case, you can pretend what you want, but I'll be damned if I'm gonna let this ruin my life. Whatever it is that's coming down the road, it just can't be that disgusting.
I tell you, dear, one of these days I'm gonna learn my lesson. You don't let the wife drive the truck. She'll carbon the bitch up on you. So, how you been there, dear? Good. Not good enough. I got a beer and you don't. But no, dear. You know, a man deserves a nice cold 1 or 3 after a long ball breaking day. Nothing to worry about, though. Got a whole case in the truck. So, get her all bailed today?
Yep.
How'd that old New Holland perform for you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, how about that nodder?
Well, I missed a few, but I
Let
think
me
I got to
see.
sit
You know,
for it.
there's a trick to these old New
Well,
Hollands.
actually, Pete, what I
You
did is
gotta
I got
make
to
sure
sit
there's a good tension where the twine runs.
Now it's got to be threaded.
Well, how's Casey then?
Fine.
What do you say, Casey? You old enough for a beer these days?
No thanks, Pete.
So, you finally talked that tight old man of yours into getting rid of the old New Holland, huh? Not that I'm set on buying a piece of shit, mind you. Might be some parts I could use, though.
What is he talking about?
Well, hang me and beat me if this
out.
ain't your lucky day. On you full 16 fluid ounces of malt liquor. Last one in the cooler. Learn to like that stuff, and I guarantee you, have some boyfriends around that college out there. Boys like a girl who drinks malt liquor.
Dad, you can't sell the baler. You'll only be kicking yourself next summer.
Go on in and help your mother with supper, okay?
You'll be damn glad if your old man gets rid of this thing. What's the plan in there, dear? What kind of rig you going to?
I don't know. Go on, Case. Help Mom with supper, huh?
You know, one of them throwing balers ain't too bad. Round's a good way to go, too. Depends on how many acres you're putting up, of course. What you putting up next year, dear?
Actually, Pete, I'm not putting in a crop. We're selling out.
That's not true.
Oh, dear. I am sorry.
Case, wanna give me a hand?
How you doing, Kathy?
Hi, Pete.
This baler is not for sale.
Go on.
Dear, are you selling out?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, dear, I am sorry. You know, if a fella could just see it coming, huh? Nobody's safe from the crunch these days, are they? You know what the secret is, dear? Sugar beets. You know, a guy just ought to piss on all his corner oats crap and get himself rigged for them beets. Sugar beets.
Set table for me, hon?
You can't sell the baler. Slow down. Start thinking.
It's just a piece of equipment.
We need it.
I need the parsley. Would you hand it to me? Mike, slow it down.
Mom, that moron is
Honey,
outside right.
I tried to tell you right when you came in here. You got a letter in the mail today. Guess who from?
Grant.
Yeah.
Great. Mom, he's outside right.
What?
He's gonna drive away
Put
with
it
the
up on
baler,
your
and he's
bed.
sick.
What?
Did you get the permit?
What permit? Get in here if you want to talk to me. I'm not yelling across this house.
Mother, would you listen to me?
See.
That moron is outside right now, and he's gonna drive away with our baler unless you guys.
Owl permit?
Michael, you know better than to load that thing in here. It came in the mail Wednesday. Would you be careful?
Mom!
Case. Please. Just set the table and get cleaned up some for supper. Okay? Please? Fine. Thank you.
Casey, I need your help with this.
I'm setting the table. Get rid of the dolls, okay?
Well,
$2.75. $2.75.
should have went scrap. Be better than seeing that ass get it. Doesn't matter, hon. It's done. What's wrong?
What am I doing?
Darren, you're doing what's right. For us.
Maybe.
Not maybe, you know.
It's too late to wonder now. The papers are all signed.
Change is just scary.
You know, maybe when Casey comes to terms with this, she'll understand.
Yeah, she's going to be fine.
Guess I figured that what's good for me would be good for us all. There's no way I can know if this will be good for me. What have I done?
What have we done? Yeah, we're taking a risk. But who
The only
says
reason
life's
it's we is
chance-free?
because I'm dragging you with me.
No one is dragging me anywhere. And it... Damn. It's just this day. The kids have been driving me crazy. And this thing, we just keep going back and forth and back and forth. Darren, we made a decision.
Hi, Case. It's me again with yet another envelope of exciting new news. For starters, I'm coming home. Okay, so that's not new news. I'm very much looking forward to the weekend on your farm, though. Chicago boys like myself don't get out into the country that much. This may sound juvenile to you, but I can't help myself. Remember your mother's trip to Detroit last winter? I couldn't help but notice that nearly every other time she mentioned your name, it was followed up by your father's. Don't get me wrong, he sounds like a great guy. I just hope he isn't standing in the doorway when I get there. And should I be accurate on that calculation, I should be home around 8 that night. I expect my pass-through home can be a quick one. Well, my mom never gets out of the office before 10:30 on Friday, and my dad's got a dart tournament that night. With them out of my hair, I should be able to grab one of my dad's cars and be out of Illinois before the banks open Saturday. It's a long drive, but my dad's car can handle the wear and tear. You know, I've enjoyed every last moment in Vienna, and I know that you will too, Case. My hopes have manifested themselves in the form of an internship in Austria. Now, you know I want you with me on this, Case. We'd be abroad at least all next year. Think about it. What a great way to start a new life away from the farm. Don't pass this up. Love you more than ever. See you soon. Grant.
Kath!
Yeah.
Greg's here.
Grant.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, here.
That looks good there.
Oh, thanks, and good, my goodness sakes. You've gotten better looking in 3 months there.
Cut it out, Mrs. Freeman.
I'll get that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It dropped in your driveway. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Hey, I brought
don't worry.
pictures.
Good, we
and
can
I
look
got
at them
gifts,
later.
too.
Just
And
stay right
where's
in here.
Case?
It's a surprise.
Well, I just...
So hang on to him. I won't keep you in there forever.
Okay. Coming!
supposed to clean up some for supper.
Yeah, it was. Mom, whose car is that outside? What stinks?
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, great, is Pete here? No, he wouldn't be driving that vehicle.
Yeah, who is that?
It's not me. What's up? Whose car is that?
Case, got a surprise for you.
What?
Surprise! It's a surprise! I'm sorry about the smell. It's a Italian perfume, at least that's what the peddler told me. I spilled it on your driveway. I'm sorry, I can clean it up.
Don't be silly.
What do you say, Case? You got a hug for me?
Sure.
Hey, this smells really good. I'm gonna make a real pig of myself.
Feel free, there's enough to feed an army here. Grant, would you like to say grace?
Actually, I'd feel like a real intruder invading on your prayers like that, Mrs. Feeman. Sorry.
Darren? Oh, let's take hands. Dear Lord, thank you for another gathering around this table. With your blessing, let the nourishment given here tonight aid us to love one another just a little harder. Thank you for our guest. May he find our place a home while he's away from his own. Amen.
Amen. Pretty good, Mom. That last line even rhymed, sort of.
It was a beautiful prayer, Mrs. Feeman. I never could have been so eloquent.
Come on, Grant. Knock off this Mrs. Feynman stuff. It's Kathy. We know that. We know each other much too well for that.
Okay.
There's a lot of meatloaf tonight, so load up, guys.
I noticed that.
Thanks, Case.
So, Grant, you must have a lot to tell us after Europe.
Oh, to say the least, it was the most exciting 2 months of my life. In case you have to see Vienna. If you know what I mean.
Well, what was the most enjoyable part of your trip?
Well, I was adding to my portfolio, the one I showed you in Detroit.
Pictures.
Right, yeah. And I was in the cathedral at Chartres, and I remember being overwhelmed by such a sense of history and permanence.
Permanence, yeah.
Here, I'll get that on.
So, what have you guys been doing for the past couple months? It's hay baling season, isn't it? Or is that over? I hope I didn't miss it. I brought some jeans, and I was hoping you'd let me try my hand at tossing around some hay bales. Is hay baling season over?
Grant, would you like some milk?
You sold the baler. You sold it to that idiot.
I was just
Why
doing what
can't you listen to me? My opinion used to count. You used to listen to what I have to say. What is going on around here? My opinions used to count. They used to matter. Jesus, Dad, we used to work together.
Come on.
Maybe you know something I don't. Maybe we don't know each other at all anymore. If that's the case, maybe we should get out. Sell what we can, burn the rest, and get the hell out.
Casey?
Who the hell are you people? Darren? Yours sounds pretty good right about now, Graham.
Casey, what? Grant, don't. Just let her go.
Is there anything I can do to help?
We'll save you the dirty dishes.
He doesn't speak a word.
For the first time in 21 years of marriage, he can't speak his mind to me. Do you know why that is? Do you know why that is? Because his daughter won't allow him one lousy word of grief or even explanation on the saddest damn day of his life. This whole thing's as hard on your dad as it is on you, or me, or any of us. But no. Thanks to your self-centered attack, your dad's out there right now feeling, believe it or not, 10 times worse than you ever will. I'm sorry. Well, then you get out there and you do something about it.
Where is he?
He's in the barn. Case. He needs you. Don't you make this any harder on him.
I'm just doing what I think is right.
Did you get the owl?
I mean, the gunshot. You scared the hell out of me.
These are the last chickens we're ever gonna raise. I'll be damned if that owl's gonna get them.
Dad, I'm sorry about dinner tonight. You don't have to tell me I wasn't acting my age.
You're a big girl now, Casey. You gotta start thinking like a big girl.
But I don't understand. Why?
I've been farming a long time. It's just not worth the effort anymore.
What are you talking about? This is our farm. This is where we live. This is where we work. It's who we are. You're a farmer.
It's time to move on.
That's it? End of discussion? There's gotta be a compromise.
You want the farm? Do you want the farm? Casey, don't you understand? There's no such thing as compromise when you're talking about your goals and dreams. The decision's been made.
Wait a second.
I'm going in the house for supper now. You can join me if you want to, but you don't have to.
Case?
Over here.
Where?
Over here on the porch.
How do I get past?
You okay?
Fine. How about you? Been better, huh?
I'm sorry you had to see us like this.
That's okay. Your mom filled me in on things. She seemed so sure there was something I could do. Is there? You got my letter?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that poorly timed proposition.
It's okay.
Do you want to talk about it?
I always thought I knew my parents so well.
Parents are hard to know.
I didn't even see this coming. How could I have missed it?
What do you ever really know about your parents other than what TV shows they watch at night after supper?
What?
Well, other than a couple holidays out of the year, when do you really see your parents? I mean, they come home from... It must be different on a farm. I mean, when they go to work, they don't leave. They must be here most of the time.
All of the time. So why do I hardly know them?
At least you've seen your dad at work. I mean, work that really matters to him. Something more than mowing the lawn.
Yeah, so?
Well, I don't know. I guess I just wonder about my dad. I mean, he's worked in 3 different places, and I've never been to one of the places he's worked. And I always wonder what he acts like when he's there. What he does if he louses something up, does something right. How does he treat people? How do they treat him? And you have to know that about your dad.
Yeah.
What about when you guys are like out, let's say baling, and you're trying to get finished before dark, and you're trying to get finished and the baler runs out of gas?
Balers don't have engines.
Well, whatever. The tractor gets a flat. What does he do?
We were out baling lowland hay one summer with the 460, and we punctured a rear tire on an old willow stump. It had been a fairly wet summer, and we really shouldn't have been that far down in the meadow, but Dad figured if we hurried along, we'd get by. Well, The flat really slowed us down, and we started to sink. At first, Dad was really pissed. We were both pissed. But the further the equipment sank, the more relaxed and confident he became that we would get it out. By the time the tractor was halfway up to the axle, he thought it was downright funny.
Why?
Well, I guess it's his way of keeping us from losing our patience and making a bad time worse.
What about during the good times? What does he do when everything's going just right? What?
You won't believe it.
What?
He sings.
Your dad sings?
He does. Very quietly. He sings old Beatles songs.
You're kidding.
He does. After a day of baling a field or picking corn, Dad and I will go back out in the field to see how the picker did.
Yeah.
And very quietly, he'll start singing, "Baby, You're a Rich Man," or "All You Need Is Love." So low and quiet, you can barely hear it, but he's singing. I haven't heard him sing for a long time.
I'm sorry, Case. I don't know any magic words to make the hurt go away. But I do know that you know your dad. And when you question that, I'm gonna argue with you.
He wants us to go in and have supper with him right now.
Is you okay?
I want him to sing again.